Mary Esposito signed up for Instagram as a 10-year-old, bypassing the site's minimum age limit of 13 just by clicking a box. Her interest in fashion soon led her to posts about diet and body image.
I started to restrict my intake and eat less things at dinner because I wanted to be like the girls I saw on social media. I saw all these girls getting tens of thousands of likes.
By 13, she was in inpatient therapy for an eating disorder. Just one of what the CDC said in 2021 was 57% of high school girls who described themselves as persistently sad or hopeless, with social media use as a factor.
I was just bombarded with all this negative stimuli, and I didn't know how to handle it.
If a 10-year-old can figure out how to get around your age verification, it's clearly not working.
It's clearly not working. I think the big social media companies will tell you that they're doing age verification, but the data is in, and they are not.
Stories like Mary's are why Hawaii Democrat Brian Schatz teamed up with Arkansas Republican Tom Cotton and others to introduce the Protecting Kids on Social Media Act today. And what does it say that you've got one of the most conservative Republicans and one of the most progressive Democrats approaching this issue the same way?
There's a lot of issues in Washington that can divide us and divide Americans. But when it comes to parents having a say on what their children are seeing and doing online, I think you have broad agreement on it. And that's why we have age-old restrictions on what minors can do in the real world. We simply want to apply that same framework to the digital world.
Their bill sets age 13 as the legal minimum for social media platforms, requiring companies to conduct more rigorous verification. Teens under 18 would need verified parental consent to sign up for an account. And platforms would be prohibited from using algorithms to target content to minors. A spokesperson for Meta, which operates Facebook and Instagram, said the company is still reviewing the legislation. In a statement, the company's global head of safety said Meta has tools that help parents and teens limit the amount of time teens spend on Instagram and, quote, don't allow content that promotes suicide, self-harm, or eating disorders. Esposito, now a thriving college freshman, operates a business on TikTok in her spare time, and where she warns young girls of the potentially harmful effects of social media when they're just not ready for it.
You know, I am an adult. I know who I am. I'm solid in my beliefs and my values and my self-worth. And I wasn't then when I was 10 or even 13.
And Garrett Hake joins us now from Capitol Hill. Garrett, somewhat ironic that a day where social media is a big discussion point on Capitol Hill, and one of the most prominent social media owners in the country, Elon Musk, happened to be there today. You were the only reporter that caught up with him and asked him questions about a meeting that he had with the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. What did he tell you?
He told me that they talked about the future, Ryan, more specifically AI and the economy. Now, when you think about how broad Musk's portfolio is, that kind of makes sense. It could have been about space. It could have been about technology. It could have been about social media. But I think the Senate and the House have really been grappling with what to do about AI and the role that Congress might play in regulating it in the future. Potentially a very interesting discussion that I hope at least Schumer is more forthcoming about than was Musk in our brief conversation.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.